Watson, I'm bored.
Well, here's something for you to have fun with. I bet you can guess who was the owner of this watch.
Okay. It belonged to Edinburgh. I can tell because it has the initials HW in the back. So it tells me that it was from someone in your family. It also has a lot of scratches, so it was from a very careless person. It probably wasn't a pawn shot like 4 times. It also stinks like wheat, but not the good kind. So I'm guessing that your brother used to study philosophy in the National University of Colombia, right? That means that he used to spend a lot of time in the Freud garden. And that's where the drugs are, so yes, it was from your brother.
You're right. You're very unkind, but fair.
It was Sofra. Hi. I'm Mary Marcel.
Hi there, I'm Joe Compton. This is my partner Watson. Tell me, how can I help you?
Is he okay?
Oh yeah, he's fine, don't worry about him. Tell me, how can we help you?
I haven't had news from my father since 10 years ago. A strange man brought me to meet him at Royal Street. I have been receiving this since 6 years ago. At the beginning, those were pearls, but after 3 years, I have been receiving mints instead.
Okay, Miss Morrison, I think we're gonna help you. You can take the exit and we will call you. It's nice to meet you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I'll see you then.
Wake up. We have the keys now.
That was the most beautiful woman I've ever seen.
Good night, gentlemen. I'm Miss Marston. And these men are 2 friends you said I could bring for my protection.
To begin, Miss Morrison, your father is dead. But he left you a treasure.
A treasure?
Yeah.
Tell me more.
You see,
My father, Major Shering, was friend of your father, Miss Marston. Not long before his death, our father told us everything about yours and the treasure. Brought your note. So he never searching for you, not to spend your half. But when he was just about to tell us where he keep this treasure, our father died under mysterious circumstances.
So, what about the treasure? Where is my part? What's that?
Man.
So you were the one of the men.
at the beginnings, they were pearls. But we ended up sending mints because we had hard times. We used the pearls to survive.
I'm hungry. Me too.
So we spent them in cocaine to forget we were hungry.
Still have some?
But the rest of the treasure is with my brother, Bartolome in Ponticherry.
What are you waiting for? Let's go for it.
I Monica, something's wrong with your brother. He locked himself in his study and doesn't answer my calls.
What do you think, Watson? Okay, I'm going in. The sign of 4.
What does that mean?
It means that someone tried to kill him with the poison dart.
The treasure is gone. We have let it in here last night and there is no more.
And also your brother's dead.
Dead? No. Police will think that I didn't. It wasn't me. You have to believe me.
Yeah, I don't think no one's gonna blame you. Take a look at him. It was clearly an overdose.
But what do I do now?
You go find the police and we will keep investigating around here. Thank you.
Okay.
Did you solve it already?
Well, someone came in through the window last night and tried to kill him with that poison dart.
And what's that?
Isn't it obvious, Watson? That's some good shit. The same Bartholomew used to do it here in his laboratory.
Stop tampering with the evidence.
I'm not tampering with anything, I'm just investigating. These were left by the murderer, and these others were left by someone else.
2 people then?
Yeah, 2 people, and I know how to trace them. Do you remember that drug-addict dog?
Ugh, the disgusting creature from Mr. Sherman. I wish I could forget it.
I will need you to bring it.
First I'll take Miss Morstan home.
Okay, but don't forget the donkey dog.
I won't.
Mr. Anthony Jones.
Mr. Sherlock Holmes, I see you are investigating in your peculiar way, as always. Let me tell you that there is no more need of that. We have solved this case.
What is Tadeo's shot?
Oh, don't worry about him. I already put him in jail.
Why?
No, because he killed his brother.
No, he didn't.
Of course he did. I mean, 99% of the times when a twin dies is because the other twin killed him. What do you think? That I haven't watched enough investigation discovery as to know it?
You should gather more evidence.
And what do you think I have come to do? Anyway, I am sure he did it.
Okay, whatever you say, man.
I took Miss Morstan home and went for the junkie dog. Ah, Mary. Her beautiful eyes were covered in tears as she thought of the events of that bizarre night. Poor creature, so weak and so rich. I should have told her how I feel, but what could I have done? It was impossible for me to come clean about my feelings and comfort her as I wanted to.
Oh, there you are. Who's a good boy? Who's a good boy? Of course you're not, because you're a drug-addict dog. Drugs are bad.
Hey, nice to see you too.
Oh, there, Watson. I hadn't noticed you there.
So, did something happen when I was gone?
Yeah, this police officer, Mr. Anthony Jones, went by and went just crazy and arrested everyone in the house. But, I mean, who cares? Anyway, I'm really close to solving this case and I'm gonna get everyone off the hook.
Does that mean that you already know who did it?
Yeah, it was Jonathan Small.
How do you know his name?
I mean, think a little, Watson. The footprints, the evidence, the modus operandi. And he also left this note on an invoice with his name.
So there's no doubt about it.
Yeah, there's no doubt, but he didn't act alone, you know? The sign of force, that means that he was working with the group of thieves who couldn't get the treasure by themselves. The thing is that Small and his accomplice are out there with the treasure somewhere, and it's over here is gonna help us find him.
I can't believe we walked all those kilometers.
That's what you get when you rely on a drug addict dog.
Come on, don't blame it on the dog. At least we know already that the Small and company are trying to escape on a steamboat.
So, what's the plan?
Yeah, leave it to me.
And that's what he said. Just think about it, Mary. If the search is successful, you'll be a rich woman, and I a rich man.
What?
Nothing?
You are for sharing me. Thanks for doing all that for me.
There's nothing I wouldn't do for you, Mary.
Oh, John. Would you promise me something?
Anything.
Promise that you'll never leave me, even if the treasure is not found.
Never.
Who are you?
You gotta be kidding me.
I'm sorry, lady. I have a new breakthrough on the case of the missing treasure, and I have to discuss this with Dr. Watson in private.
Well, okay. I wouldn't want to disturb you. Bye, John.
Bye, Mary.
Bye, stranger.
That's the worst disguise ever.
You wouldn't believe how useful it was for gathering information around there. It actually worked in a lot of people, including the lady, the smart lady.
So what about the breakthrough?
Okay, the boat is sailing tonight, and we must hinder its escape at all costs. So I will need you to bring your pistol, please, and we have to go now because there's no time to waste.
I see them.
We're getting closer.
Oh my gosh, what's that in his hand?
Get your weapon ready, Watson.
He's putting it in his lips.
Fire! Now! This treasure has brought nothing but trouble.
I didn't kill Bartholomew Sholto. I was just attempting to go to Brazil with what has always been mine.
Where's the key?
At the burn of the river, where you left Tonga.
Tonga was your partner, right?
Yes, you killed him.
That's what he gets for murdering Mr. Sholto.
But Sherlock, he failed, remember? Bartholomew died of an overdose. We killed an innocent.
Well, he tried to kill us first, and there's nothing a pair of boots upside down can fix.
Get your hands off my treasure. That's my treasure. And if I can have it, then no one else will.
Nevertheless, Small, you didn't parcel alone, did you?
No, it belongs to the Sign of the Four.
The sign of four. We haven't heard your side of the story. We have to know if justice is on your side.
Join me to hear this sad story.
When I turned 18, I had no other option than to work for an art store. I was happy for a while, but during the manifestations of 2019, the store got destroyed. I had nothing to do for a while, so I became a watchman. Later, I was called for working at La Modelo prison. My job was to guard the cells with two other men, Mahomet and Ken. They were terrorists, I guess. One night, they messed me and told me there was a treasure, and if I wanted to live, I had to help them kill the man who had it, the Kevin. I didn't offer much resistance, and we went for the Kevin. Once with the treasure, we only had to divide it among us. But we couldn't do that at the time because the mastermind behind the plan, the Brian, was in prison in La Picota. We left the treasure buried in La Modelo, but soon after we were caught for the death of the Kevin and sent to La Picota. We were assigned different prison cells, and I was put with a Venezuelan who I liked to bully and call him Tonga. Eventually, we became friends. As we couldn't get to the treasure for ourselves, we had to ask for the help of two of the watchmen, Mr. Sholto and Mr. Mostan, who, after a hostile negotiation, gladly accepted. The plan was that Sholto went for the treasure and brought it back, which he didn't. So Mr. Morstan went to see what happened and never came back. We could take it no more. One day Tonga and I pretended we had a dentist appointment, escaped jail and went for the treasure.
Mr. Shelton never came back, for he was greeted in the Scrooge. Mr. Morstan went to persuade him for the treasure, but died before he could even achieve it. The Small and Tonga escaped and frightened Mr. Shelton to death. Then, they came back to get the treasure from Bartholomew, who Tonga tried to kill with a dart, but failed. Luckily for them, he died from an overdose. Then, he stole the treasure, and here we are.
Oh, how do you know all that?
I have my methods.
Well, tell all to the judge. Small.
What with the treasure?
You take it to the lady and open it there.
Open. You ready?
I can wait. Wait, John. Before you open it, please remember the promise we made.
Don't worry, Mary. I'll never leave you.
What? What's wrong? Watson? The fuck, Watson? What the fuck is that?
I'm sorry, Mary, but at least we have each other, right?
Have each other in my ass. You are useless, loser. I gonna find myself a rich man. I need a sugar daddy.
How was it?
You tell me.
Don't worry, man.
I don't know how you do it, to remain so calm.
Well, for me, there is always a next dose.